Chapter 1. The dust tastes of hunger. Kale lies flat on the sun-scorched rock, the grit coating his tongue, a constant reminder of the emptiness in his belly and the bellies of the 27 souls crouched in the ravine behind him for 3 suns. They have followed the tracks, a trail of immense, 3-toed depressions pressed into the baked earth, the promise of life million years ago made manifest in the possibility of a single, monumental kill below him, in the shade of a petrified forest. It moves the walking mountain, a mother Triceratops, her colossal body a tapestry of scarred, slate-grey hide beside her, skittish and small, is her calf, a mirror of its mother, but with horns no longer than less for arm. The clans, his only meat. They see a season of plenty, of grease running down their chins and marrow scraped from bones the size of tree limbs. They see survival. Kel raises a hand, 2 fingers extended, a silent command that ripples back through the spear rock clan. The hunters, men and women with faces etched by hardship, grip their weapons. They carry the best of their osteoid ontocratic technology, heavy spears, tipped with the sharpened teeth of lesser predators, axes fashioned from the shoulder blades of long-dead giants. This is the culmination of their hominid history, a lineage of desperate intelligence pitted against a world that was never meant for them. The plan is simple. Born of 100 failed hunts and 1,000 hungry nights, they will separate the mother from her young. A small party will create a diversion, luring the calf into the narrow gorge to their left, while the main force descends upon the mother. Her protective rage will be her undoing. Her focus on the feigned threat to her offspring, giving the spearmen the precious moments they need to strike at the softer flesh beneath her throat. It is a brutal, heartless calculus, the only mathematics that matters in this prehistoric world. The old matriarch Lyra crawls to his side, her eyes, deep set in a web of wrinkles, fixed on the great beast. She points a bony finger not at the mother, but at the sky. A shadow passes, then another. Kale squints high above, circling on mammals, or shapes he does not recognize. Too small for pterosaurs, too sleek he dismisses them. The gnawing in his gut is a more immediate predator. He gives the signal. 4 of his fastest runners break from the ravine, their bare feet making almost no sound on the stone. They carry fire-hardened sticks, ready to clatter them against the rocks. To become a nuisance, the calf will investigate. This is the gamble that defines their existence in this age of living gods and walking mountains. A wager of bone and courage against a fortress of flesh. As the runners begin their descent, the earth itself seems to hold its breath. The only sound, the ponderous grinding of the Triceratops chewing on a tough cycad. The feast is so close Kale can almost taste the blood. Chapter 2. The diversion begins. The 4 runners, ghosts against the red rock, slap their sticks together. The sharp, unnatural clatter echoes to the petrified wood. The Triceratops calf, startled, takes a few hesitant steps towards the sound, its curiosity overriding its caution. The mother lets out a low rumble, a warning to her offspring, but her massive head is already turning, her attention split. This is the moment Kale's muscles tense. He is about to give the signal to rise, to become a wall of death descending from the cliffs. But the shadows he dismissed moments before are no longer shadows. They drop from the scrub brush with a terrifying, synchronized swiftness. They are not birds, they are killers cloaked in mottled brown feathers, each the size of a man, running on 2 legs with a predatory grace that chills the bone. Utahraptors, a pack of 6. The world dissolves into a maelstrom of dust and shrieks. The raptors ignore the adult, their intelligent, obsidian eyes locked on the smaller, easier prize. They move with a terrifying pack logic, flanking the calf, cutting it off from its mother. One leaps, a blur of motion, its devastating sickle claw flashing in the sun. But the mother is not a slow, witless beast. She is a fortress animated by fury. A sound tears from her throat, a bellow that is not of pain but of pure, earth-shaking rage. She pivots on her powerful hind legs with impossible speed, her massive friller shield, and catches the leaping raptor on her central horn. She doesn't just gore it, she hurls it, a broken, feathered sack, into the trunk of a petrified tree with a sickening crack. The spear rock clan is frozen on the ledge, spears half raised. Their hunt forgotten, they are no longer predators, they are spectators at a far more primal dinosaur battle. This is not the blind thrashing of a cornered animal, they are witnessing tactics. The mother uses her bulk to form a wall, constantly moving to keep her terrified calf. Behind her the remaining raptors circle, feinting and lunging, their claws scoring deep gouges in her hide. She takes the hits, absorbing the pain, her great head swinging, Her keratinol US beak snapping with the force of a falling boulder. Another raptor gets too close, and she stomps a single deliberate motion that crushes its ribcage into the unforgiving earth. But the pack is relentless to attack her from the front, their claws raking at her face, while a third darts in from the side, sinking its sickle clawed deep into her hind leg. She roars, a sound of agony this time, and stumbles for a heart-stopping moment. The calf is exposed. Chapter 3. The dust settles. The last living Utahraptor drags itself into the scrub, leaving a trail of blood. The mother Triceratops stands panting over the broken bodies of her attackers. The great, heaving mountain of exhaustion in victory blood, hers and the raptor's, soaks the dry earth. She turns her massive head, her one good horn crimson, and nudges the trembling calf. A low guttural sound rumbling deep in her chest. She is grievously wounded, a massive gash weeping from her hind leg on the ledge above. The Spear Rock clan is a gallery of statues. On their faces is quickly being replaced by the sharp, calculating look of the hunter. They turn their eyes to Kale. The walking mountain is weak. Her fury is spent. The moment to strike has never been better. Old Lyra is at his ear, her voice a dry whisper of pragmatism. It is a gift from the spirits. Kale, now strike, now while it bleeds. And she is right. This is the law of their world. The weak feed the strong. Mercy is a luxury that leads to starvation, a story told by the bones of clans that no longer exist. Kale looks down at the beast. He sees the torn hide, the ragged stump of her broken horn, the defiant, intelligent eye that is still scanning the horizon for threats. He sees the calf pressing into its mother's wounded leg, seeking a comfort that she, despite her own agony, readily provides. He tries to see the walking larder, the mountain of meat they have tracked for days. He fails. He sees a champion. He sees a mother. He sees a spirit as fierce and as protective as any in his own clan. In that moment, the profound reality of prehistoric life shifts for him. He sees not Annette, but a her. With a deliberateness that stills the anxious shuffling of his hunters, Kale lowers his heavy spear. The sharpened tooth on its tip grates against the rock. He turns and looks at his hungry, questioning clan. He shakes his head. Once a soft gasp, a murmur of protest, runs through the group. To turn away now is madness. But he is the led hunter. His word is the final one. He makes a single, sharp gesture with his hand. Retreat. They obey, moving back from the precipice like ghosts. The scent of blood and the promise of a feast fading behind them, they return to their cave in a heavy silence. The gnawing in their bellies a bitter counterpoint to the awe in their hearts. The fire is low. Hunger is a cold companion. Kale ignores it. He finds a sharp flake of flint and, in the flickering orange light, he approaches a smooth, untouched section of the cave wall. Driven by an impulse he cannot name, he begins to carve. Scrape. The sound is loud in the quiet dark. An outline appears, the unmistakable shape of the great frill, the three horns, the powerful body behind it. He scratches a smaller, simpler form. He is not drawing an animal. He is honoring a spirit. The clan gathers, their hunger forgotten for a moment, and watches. This is the first effigy, the first story told in stone, the dawn of a thought more vital than any spear. Respect, embers and echoes. This moment, in a smoke-filled cave millions of years ago, is more than an act of ancient humans recording a memory. It is the birth of humanity's soul. The study of paleontology gives us the bones, the dinosaur fossils that prove these titans walked the earth. But it cannot give us the instant a thinking mind looked upon a creature of instinct and saw a kindred spirit. This was the true beginning of our ascent, not with the first tool, but with the first story, not with the first skill, but with the first act of reverence for a life not their own. The carving on the wall was a contract, a recognition that courage was a currency shared by all creatures who fought for their young. It was the first evidence that our survival skills were evolving beyond the merely physical into the realm of the abstract. The birth of a consciousness that would one day question the stars. Their decision to retreat from a wounded animal was, by any logical measure, a mistake, but it was the most important mistake our ancestors ever made. It was the choice that began the long, slow, and bloody process of becoming human. This is the chronicle of our own impossible dawn. Remember the echoes in the stone. But in the deep jungles, the river itself has a spine.